Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Beaner's Booktube channel. I'm Sophia, and this is my February TBR. Now, I had the idea of starting a game because I have a lot of books and I'm always I'm mostly a mood reader, but if I don't have like something semi-planned, I have no will to pick up a book at all. And there were some months where that was completely noticeable. So taking inspiration from Cody from Cody's Book Corner and Becca from Backend Books and Jade from JD Ray Reads and Rachel from Rachel Marie Book Junkie, I have decided to make my own TBR mug. Now, I have a ton of little papers here, as you can see, and each of them has a prompt. Now, the prompts are fairly generic, and I will let Past Sophie explain. Okay, so I have just finished making all the prompts. I think I have about 30 prompts in this little thingy. I'm gonna go through all of this with you, just so like a little explanation. If I end up adding more to this little thingy, then I will tell you when it comes up, if it comes up, if I continue this. I don't know. I'm filming this at the beginning of January, so I don't know. So the first prompt I have here is most recent purchase. I don't think you guys can read that. And that's really self-explanatory. It just means that I have to see what is the most recent book that I got in my shelves or ebook. I'm gonna add ebook in there just so I can diversify a bit my TBR. So next up I have book club pick, and that works in my favor because I'm part of the Half-Blood book club here on YouTube with Sadie, Megan, and Meg from Sadie Joyful, Mythical Megan, and Meg's Book Nook. And so they're all amazing. Go check them out. And so that will mean I can just slide in our book pick for the month and not feel guilty of one of my free cards having to be like the book club pick. Next up I have manga because I want to read more manga this year. I do like manga and especially like horror and all of that, so I really like that and I just want to get more into it. I'm currently reading online the comic, but I'm waiting for more episodes to come out, or else I'm gonna binge read all of that and have no episodes to read. Next, I have recommended, and this is just I'm gonna get like a little pot or box or anything, and I'm gonna ask for recommendations on the Magical Hangout on Cody's Discord thing, and I'm gonna like just go through my Discord servers and I'm gonna post like a poll on Instagram, and so any and every book that has been recommended to me, I will put it in that pot and I will just read it from there. Next up, and while I fold this one, is new series. So I have a bunch of new series that I want to start, and this just means that I can pick one of them up and stop being lazy and just, start getting my life together. Next up I have number, and that just means I'm gonna go on my Goodreads TBR and I'll go to a number generator and I'll I'll generate a random number and I'll go on my Goodreads TBR and see what the hell that number is and what the hell am I reading. Cody has this on her wheel of TBR and it's always super fun to see and I'm excited. Next up I have big book, and for big books it means books over 500 pages. I have some that I want to read in 2020, so let's just hope this doesn't come out too much. Then I have color, also inspired by Cody, And I was just watching some of her Wheel of TBR videos to, get more ideas and see what the hell I'm talking about. But color, I'll just try and find a color generator and I'll generate a color, then I have to read a book with that color on the cover. Next up, I have thriller because I want to read more thrillers and I don't think I read them enough. I'm most of what I read is fantasy, okay? So I don't know, I'm excited. I want to read. And going on genres, I wrote contemporary, and that's because I don't like contemporary, okay? I don't usually like contemporary, but there's some contemporaries that I like John Green books and everything, and so maybe I just like a specific type of contemporary books. I don't know. I want to try. I'll be looking for recommendations. Now, next up, we have 5-star predictions. So, a book in my collection that I think it's going to be 5 stars. This is also fun. I see Books and Lala do this a lot. She has like a video where she picks a certain amount of books that she thinks they're going to be 5 stars, and she just goes at it and reads them, and then she comes back and tells us what the hell it's going on with that book. And I can't do like videos like that because I'm the worst at long-term videos, but maybe if it happens within a month, it's doable and I'm happy for it. Next, I have G's pick, and that's G from Book Roast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to her series of books, like best books of 2019, and I'm gonna draw it out from there. If I ended up like going through all of her favorite books, then I'll switch out her prompt, or I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe I'll just go to the most surprising books of the month, and I don't know. I'm just guessing. So I have YA, so self-explanatory. It means I have to read a YA kind of book. That is just for me to have a broad enough prompt that it doesn't restrict my reading too much, and basically just make me read different age groups, because I do have middle grade and adult also in here. And I have short read up next, and the lighting isn't helping. Basically, short read means a book under 300 pages. That's what I'm considering a short read. Also, for short reads, I can and I will probably choose mangas because I don't have that many short reads. I have Come Tumbling Down, which comes out today, in my TBR, but I don't think I have that much, like that many books under 300 pages. My sweet spot for books is between 300 and 500 pages. That's where I usually lay around. But big books, I do have some. Short reads, not so much. So, as I was saying, I do have middle grade and adult here. So that just means I have to read a middle grade or an adult. It doesn't have to be a specific genre, so I can pick the genre at will. So that's going to be fun. If I want to read like an adult fantasy or an adult horror book or a middle grade contemporary, I don't even know if those are a thing, I can. So I have a bunch of pink papers here, and they are all picks, okay? So I have Reagan's pick, which means Reagan from Peru's Project. I love her books, and I do have a similar taste to her. So she's a fave. And again, like I said with G, I'm gonna go to their best books of 2019. And oh, maybe if that runs out, like I can go to their best books of 2018 and so on and so forth. So I have Reagan, I have Gavin from Gavin Hetherington. He's gonna be useful, especially in my middle grade prompts, because most he's mostly a middle grade reader, so that's gonna be fun. So I have Cody from Cody's Book Corner, because she is the biggest inspiration to all of this. And I think that's gonna be amazingly fun. We have sort of a similar taste, but sort of a different taste. So that's gonna be fun. And I have Books and Lala pick, because I love her. I love her tastes. She's a queen. She's a thriller queen, and she's a mystery queen, and she's a horror queen. Like, I'm so down for it. And again, she's just one of my biggest inspirations to even have this channel. I have Emily's pick from Emily Fox, Books with Emily Fox. She is a huge inspiration for when I read sci-fis, because if I want to read a sci-fi, it's going to be with her. I'm going to check her recommendations and check her opinions, and it's big. And I have Becca's pick. So Becca in the Books channel, again, she is an inspiration for this. So I do need to add Jade's pick and Rachel Marie's pick, because they are also inspirations in this particular kind of challenge. So next up we have a bunch of blue ones, and this one says Goodreads challenge. So I'm posting a bunch of videos on my 2020 reading challenge, which means I have to read some of the winners or runner-ups from the 2019 best books on Goodreads. I chose them. They are already all selected in my bullet journal. That just means I can go there and pick one. If this, I don't think this will end. Like, I don't think I will. First of all, I don't think that will come up like enough times for me to go through all of my Goodreads challenge books with that. And I don't know, I just don't think it will be an issue of me running out of books. So next up I have my 2020 series slash books to read. So in my 2020 reading goals, I did tell you about 20 series or books like standalones that I want to read in 2020. So if this comes up, I have to pick one of those books for this. Next up we have new release. So that just means I have to read a book published this year. So, okay, this year or like the last 3 months of 2019, I'm making that a rule, because we're only on January 7th. So I don't have that many new releases yet. And then I have nonfiction. That's just to make me read something else. There are some scientific books that won the Goodreads Best Books Challenge that I'm interested in. There's the historical nonfiction book that I do want to read. And so it will just make me be a bit more varied. Again, I don't think that prompt will come up enough times to make me like, ugh, I have to go find the nonfiction. And so I'm adding an extra rule. And if I add an extra book from my pick here, I can re-choose a prompt. So imagine that I'm not in the mood for a nonfiction, or that I don't have a nonfiction book that I'm interested in. So I'll just put that back, shuffle again, and I'll have to take 2 papers out. And so that means 1 extra book on my prompt. Oh, I was just folding this without telling you what it is. But it is TBR vet, so that just means a book in my collection. That can mean my physical collection or my ebook collection that has been there for a while. Next up, I have friend recommendation. So if this comes up, I'm either going to ask some of my real life friends to pick me a book, although I don't see that happening because I don't have that many friends who read a lot. But last case, I'm gonna go to the Half Blood Book Club members, so Sadie, Megan, and Meg, and I'm just gonna be like, girls, choose me a book. You can choose any book for me to read, just choose one. Next up, and this blue one escaped my blue avalanche earlier, but it says sequel. So if this comes up, I have to pick a sequel. Now, if imagine that I don't have a series open at the time. Ha! Me being like all, conceited. But imagine that I don't have a sequel at the time. I can choose a new series to start. Okay, so if this ever comes up, those are the rules for that. So this one says lowest rated, so I'll just go to my Goodreads TBR and sort from lowest to highest, and I'll choose the first book that will appear from there. Now I have to curate my Goodreads TBR because I have 1,000 and I think I have 1,200 books in my TBR on Goodreads. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. And I have Discord recommendation. So if this comes up, I'll just go on Discord and I will tell you what they recommend. Of course, of all these recommendations will be things that I like. So if I go on Discord and say, well, recommend me a book, everyone's gonna ask, well, what do you like? And so I'll just give some examples and they'll recommend me something like that. So just be aware of that. And then I have, of course, a mood read, because why not? And this is a blank card and it's a wild card. And if I have fun, maybe I'll increase the number of papers that I take out of these. Maybe not, I don't know. And then I have highest rated. And again, that just means I'm going on my Goodreads TBR and I'm sorting it from high to low and I'm choosing the first book that appears. And now those are all the prompts that I have. So if I go like this, they all get jumbled and shuffled. And yeah, so here's the result. You can see them all, very cute. And so this will be in my TBR video, which it will be so much fun. So if you have any recommendations, leave them down below so I can actually start building a little pot of recommendations. So if I ever get recommended, I can choose. So yeah. Okay, now that we're back, I actually have more prompts than the ones I had while filming that sort of intro, but I should have around 50 prompts here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull one out and I'm gonna read it to you and then I'm gonna set it aside. And I'm gonna show you what book I'm gonna read. For the sake of not pulling the same prompt 50 times, I have decided that when I take a prompt, I'm not gonna put it back in the mug, and I'm gonna put it like back in the mug for the next month, but not for this month. And I'm actually going to try and see if I can fit my TBR in the thingies. So if I can fit my TBR, my pre-existential TBR, into the little mug by the fourth round, I will take 7 book-like papers out. Otherwise, the books that I'm missing, I will just set them aside. For example, I have 2 books that I really want to read for February, which is the next one in the Heroes of Olympus series, and I do have a book for the Half-Blood Book Club. And so if I have that in the first 4 or 5 rounds, no, 5, I'm gonna take out 2 more papers. If not, then the last 2 books will be those 2. Now, let's get started. So for this, I did ask Cody for permission, okay? We were talking about it on Cody's, I'm just, eyes closed so I don't see it. But we were actually talking on Cody's Discord server, and she actually sent me and Septima her list of prompts. So I do have some prompts from her here. She was super nice. And I asked for ideas, and some people gave me prompts. It was amazing. So let's see. Prompt number one is it's a yellow paper. Ha! Rachel Marie's pick. Okay, so for this, I will actually have to insert a photo here. And I need to go watch Rachel Marie's best books of the year to see the one I am choosing. Round number 2. And I'm trying to take one from the bottom. Okay, I have one. I think it's only one. Oh yeah, it's a blue paper. Goodreads challenge. Okay, so I have the perfect book for this actually. And for my Goodreads challenge, what I have to do is I have to read books from the categories that I chose. Like I have 5 categories. I think video number 1 for that is out. And I have mystery thrillers, horrors, sci-fi, fantasy, and YA fantasy. So I have a collection of books from those 5 categories, and I have to choose one. And I think I'm actually gonna go with Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. And this is a story about Yale societies and a girl that's called Galaxy, by the way, great name. And she is part of the Ninth Society, and the other societies can work like some type of magic. I know it's some kind of like magical realism. It's in YA fantasy. So it's not YA, like it's not magical realism. It's fabulousism. I don't know. We had a conversation about this in a Discord server. So it's not magical realism, because magical realism is a term applied to Latino stories, and like the name for a white author is fabulous or something like that. But yeah, Ninth House. Where do you want to go, baby? Come on. There we go. Hi. He likes it here. Hi. He's a cutie. Anyway, round number 3. Okay. Mixing it up a bit more. And I have one. It's a lilac one. Funny thing is, I can't remember exactly what I wrote in each paper, so. Color. So, I have to pull up a random color generator. I'll be right back. Okay, so there's this website called randomcolor.com, and each time you open it, it shows you a different color. So let's see what it gives us. Green. Green. I don't think I have a green book. Green. I don't think I have a green book, honestly. So, oh wait, The Hand on the Wall by goddamn, it's number 3 in the Vanishing Stair trilogy, and it's the end. And this is perfect, because then I'm gonna finish that. The cover is right here. It's green. It's called The Hand on the Wall. I can't remember the author, but that's the book I'm choosing. Okay, so I have no contenders. Okay, I'm gonna pick 5. So this is round number 4. And okay. Oh, another lilac one. Ebook. Ebook. So I basically get to choose an ebook. For an ebook. Let me see what ebooks I have, because I have a lot of them. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Okay, so yeah. So for the ebook pick, I can go with The House of Hades by Rick Riordan, which is book number 4 in the Heroes of Olympus thingy, and it's the book for February. So score! I got one in. Let's see if I can put in the other. And this means I'm picking 6 papers now because I already got one of them in. Shuffling. I got one. Okay, so another yellow paper. Friend recommendation. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna need a second for this one. Okay, so I just talked with Eat, Read, Game, Repeat and Gemma on, oh god, Septima just when, okay, Septima, I love you, but I'm saving that one for a new friend recommendation thingy. So as I was saying, Eat, Read, Game, Repeat, and Gemma on the Cody, like on Cody's server on Discord, just recommended me Furthermore by Tahar Mafi or the Three Dark Crown series by Kinder Blake. Now, I am missing the final book on Kinder Blake, like on the Three Dark Crown series. So I think I'm reading Five Dark Fates by Kinder Blake. And I am nervous about this one, but I'm finishing a series, so yay! Thank you for like helping me finish a series, guys. Really, thank you so much. So, last round, if we don't pick something that would fit the Half Blood Book Club. So, I have a paper, and it's another lilac paper. Like, what's wrong with lilac paper? Oh, thriller. I have the perfect one. Where is it? Hang on. Okay, so the pick is thriller, and I think it's here. Yeah, so I'm reading The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I grabbed this somewhere last year, like at a book promo or something, like a book sale. I don't know. This sounded interesting, and I'm gonna read you the back because then I'm not like spoiling anything. Would you mind? Are you camera shy because you're hiding behind me? Say hi. Hemi. Hemi. Say hi. Hi. Again, I'm gonna read you the back. Sorry, I got distracted by my cat. In a remote hunting lodge deep in the Scottish wilderness, old friends gather for New Year. The beautiful one, the golden one, the volatile one, the new parents, the quiet boy, the city boy, the outsider, the victim. Not an accident, a murder among friends. So this is a murder mystery, but I think I can consider this a thriller. Maybe I can let it slide as a thriller because I really want to read this. So other than that, and this is the Half Blood like book pick of the month. I have Turtles All the Way Down by John Green and Remy in the picture. And it says it wasn't in Ace's intention. A young guy of 16 years old, a young girl of 16 years old, to investigate the disappearance of billionaire Russell Pickett. But at stake are a reward of $100,000 and the will of her best friend Daisy that is fascinated by the mystery. So I have another murder mystery, or sort of thingy, and I'm excited. Okay. So I have 7 books picked. They're not that big, which I'm very appreciated. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna leave you this question now. If you have any recommendations for me for friend recommendation or YouTube recommendation, because I can add that prompt in there, let me know down below. Comment all your recommendations here. It doesn't have to be any specific genre, and it doesn't have to be from my own TBR. It can just be a book you think I like, or it can just be your favorite book, or it can just be a book you're curious about hearing an opinion. So leave them down below. While you're there, leave a like and subscribe and ring the bell, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!